All right, get ready for Historic Anthology 4. We've got a card list too. All right, price. Bundle available for March 11th. Yes! It's coming out next week, chat. It's coming out next week. Sweet. So the Hoglandia tournament will have these cards legal for it. Triumphant Reckoning. 9 mana. Return all artifact, enchantment, and planeswalker cards from your graveyard to the battlefield. Sure. Bad Timmy card. Deccan Stone is fantastic. This card is very, very good, and this is a premium piece of removal. People have talked about... Okay, just hold on. Before I talk about this card, God damn it, Wizards, can you please put high-resolution images in here and not whatever low-res piece of garbage you took out of the Arena client was? Just could we take 30 seconds to just point out the fact that, like, this text is pixelated here? Like, why are there not, like, I get it, you want to show me that they're in Arena, but, like, give me a high-res image of the card where the text isn't blurry. Okay, anyways, I actually think, I talked about this last year, but I actually think Deccan Stone is the perfect power level white exile removal. People have asked for Path to Exile, and I think that Path to Exile would be too obnoxious, and I think that this is an appropriate upside different. Getting to exile multiple things with the same name is powerful, but giving your opponents clues instead of lands is also a very real downside. So I love this inclusion. Thraben Inspector, just like good, cheap, white aggro card, sure. Think Twice is cute, sure. I do love that we're getting some sweet Innistrad staples, so like Think Twice is a good control card. Spider Spawning, create a 1/2 spider with reach for each creature in your graveyard. Cute. So I don't know that I Think Twice will probably be playable. I don't know that these two cards will be historic playable. Oh, we're getting Merit Liege. For those of you that can't read this blurry image at home, when Merit Liege's Slumber or another snow permanent enters the battlefield under your control, scry 1. At the beginning of your upkeep, if you control 20 or more snow permanents, create a 20/20 flying indestructible creature. Merit Liege's Slumber. This is a phenomenal addition to the format with the snow cards that we got out of Kaldheim. This is awesome. 10 or more snow permanents. Yeah, this is sick. Love this one. Sword of Body and Mind. Sure, someone asked earlier today what I thought about swords coming into this format, and I think swords in general are probably fine, and this card is a fine power level. It's one of the weaker swords, but I would bet that it's still close to playable. Goblin Cavalier, Bone Splitter, these seem like limited cards. Ooh, we're getting Flameblade Adept. So Cycling is a deck that I love in Standard, and Flameblade Adept here is probably a reasonable additional 1 mana threat for that deck in Historic. It's no Fox, but you'd only have Fox as your only 1 mana threat. So getting this as an additional Fox sounds fantastic. As an additional 1 mana threat next to Fox. It's like, it's a backup Fox. If we could play 8 Foxes, we would, but we can't, and this card does a fine Fox-adjacent impersonation. Elf, sure. Vigilance, Menace, Abominations, Power, and Toughness are equal number of elves you control, plus the number of elves in your graveyard. That either of these are particularly playable. This is cute that it's good after they sweep your elf board, but like Anger of the Gods is a sweeper people play in this format, so meh. This one at least gets hit by Collected Company. This probably isn't good enough because it costs 4, but I could see this being worth testing if you're into elves. Blink Moth Nexus is huge. We've played some Tempered Steel. Like, we played Red-White Tempered Steel, and Red-White Tempered Steel felt competitive last time we played it. Blink Moth is a huge upgrade for that archetype. I know that this doesn't look impressive, but this is a very good creature land. And honestly, without Mutavault in this format, there's a good chance that this is going to go in a lot of fair decks. It's just a decent blocker. So notable here that this can pay 1 to give a Blink Moth creature +1/+1. This means on offense, you can pump your other Blink Moths, and on defense in a controlling or a mid-range deck, this can block as a 2/2. So I really love this addition here with Tempered Steel. Cold Steel Heart. Add mana of any color. This Cold Steel Heart here is notably a third 2-mana artifact rock being added to the format. So you could play up to 12 copies of 2-mana artifact rock, so kind of generic ramp seems reasonable. We have some more cards here that didn't make it into Amonkhet and Kaladesh Remastered, it looks like. Ooh, we're getting Harmless Offering. We're getting Harmless Offering. That's sweet. So we talked about Demonic Pact the other day. Harmless Offering is a delight with that. What is this card? I can barely read it because it's so pixelated. Trample 6/6, mutate for 4. When this creature... Wait, what? What is this card from? Is this a real Magic card or is this... What is this from? It's a commander card. Oh, sick. I like this card. Sweet. Mutate for 4. Destroy target non-creature permanent. Its controller makes a 3/3 beast. That's sick. Collected Conjuring. Exile the top 6 cards of your library. You may cast 2 sorceries with mana value 3 or less from among them without paying their cast. Yeah, this card's not very good, but it's cute. You'll probably do something memey with this. This Sawtooth Demolisher is sweet. Oh. Oh, shit. Oh, shit. The red-black Luris deck was like... The red-black Luris deck was like already really good. And like there's no way this card's not absurd in it, right? Like I saw people playing the new 2-mana like Death Shadow adjacent card already, but like this is a sweet addition. I do kind of hope they smack Claim the Firstborn with a bat at some point, because this card in the Claim the Firstborn deck is like that's like gonna be real good. But like in general, I love this as an addition to the format. Yes, I like this being added. Like Deccan Stone is notably being added as an efficient way to potentially remove that. Yeah, you get Bolt Lands. You get to play Egdom's Awakening with this card. Yeah, Shadow is more interesting in a format without fetches and shocks for sure. Yeah, love it. Yeah, I would have liked to see Tireless Tracker happen. Tireless Tracker is definitely a card. We're gonna get that one eventually. We're getting a couple other good ones that come with clues. Clues are being introduced to the format. We're gonna be investigating and stuff. But yeah, so I mean, overall, This honestly feels like it might be the best historic anthology we've had so far to date, huh? Out of the 4 of them, is this the best? Like the other ones have had like a couple of bangers here and there, but like I feel like they hit like a fantastic range, right? Like we got a couple of new good threats, we got a new good creature land. We got sweet cards like Sawtooth Demolisher and Harmless Offering and Merit Liege's Slumber. Like, yeah, and I mean, honestly, Deccan Stone and Think Twice too. Listen, chat, Think Twice is a sweet control card. Like, yeah, this is great. I'm super pumped. I'm really glad that it's gonna work out that the open is going to be after this. So if you're interested in playing in a tournament with sweet coverage or just watching that tournament, March 21st, we're gonna be having our Hoaglandia Open Series returning. It's gonna be historic. So yeah, you'll be able to play with all of these cards. These cards will be up on Arena on the 11th. So we're going to be playing a ton with them on stream, trying out different ideas. If you've got different deck ideas with these cards and you're in the subs Discord, post me your deck list ideas in there and I'll start collecting up the ones I want to that look the most interesting. And starting on the 11th when these cards releases, we'll be playing with a ton of them. I'll be looking for lots of different deck ideas with these different things. A lot of sweet things to try here. Yeah. I mean, like, scummy, yes, no. Like, these cards could have been in the remaster sets, though. Speaking as someone who's bought a lot of those remaster sets were already huge. I'm sure there were probably some technical difficulties with some of these cards, why they didn't make it in there initially, potentially, but I'm glad we're getting them now. I'm glad they're here. Did you read Hamza? Is that the big boy? What's Hamza? Oh, I didn't read Hamza. This costs 1 less to cast for each creature you control with the 1/1 counter on it. Creature spells you cast cost 1 less to cast. This is kind of a sweet payoff. I've seen some Abzan 1/1 counters decks in the format. It's a 5/5 elephant, 5/5 for 2 potentially in the right board state. Sure. Yeah, this seems sweet overall. I would have liked it a little bit sooner, but it feels like it was worth the wait. I'm glad it's happening on the 11th. You'll be able to buy all of these cards for 4,000 gems or 25,000 gold. Yeah, no Delver. Was hoping for Delver. Pleasantly surprised by Death Shadow. Would still like to see Delver at some point, but was pleasantly surprised by Shadow. Yeah, you're guaranteed to get playsets of all these cards for $20. So, in general, from a monetization standpoint, I love historic anthologies because you're paying money to know exactly what you're going to get. So, both from a inclusion of the cards that we have in here looks great and exciting, and from a monetization standpoint, I like how the historic anthologies are monetized.